On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
So let me ask you a question. Considering what you just framed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to still dating?
Say that again.
Do you still need to date him? Even after parent, would you just get married, or do you need to date him?
No,
What?
I heard based on like how Kevin laid it out, like I would go to the parent and then say I want your daughter, like, and then
Really?
like that. To me, the dating phase is
Would you still have to date him?
No, I would not.
Come on.
But if
You
that's what
wouldn't?
he says, if he says that y'all have to have a phase where y'all do whatever, I would do whatever my leader tells me to, like my pastor tells me to do. I would do that. But me personally, I would prefer to bypass the dating stage and just get married.
Okay, I'm with you.
Lauren, look, inbox me. My
I'm
dad
with
is
you, Lauren.
Nigerian. He got a bunch of dudes for you. I'm not playing. If you
Yeah.
Don't you
trying to marry
inbox K,
somebody,
Lauren.
What?
Don't you inbox K? Don't you do it?
if you trying to marry somebody, I'm just
All
saying.
decisions, Lauren, for you, all decisions dating go through me. Don't you inbox her. Don't you do it.
Ameera, I'm gonna come to you. I know, again, it's your first time hearing Kevin Samuels talk about it. Sounds pretty accurate in what you said. You were involved in an arranged marriage. Can you help us to understand what that looks like and your thoughts about it?
I wouldn't call it arranged marriage. Would you all consider my situation arranged, or would you consider it? I don't know.
Frame
Because
it for us. Describe it for us.
so my husband went to my father and spoke with him about us getting married. And then my father came to me and asked me if I wanted to approve of this.
Versus,
Did you guys have any kind of conversations, you and your, well, he wasn't your husband at the time, but prior to him going to your father and asking for your hand in marriage, what was the extent of your interaction with your now husband?
Hi. Assalamu alaikum.
That's it?
Yeah, because we were at my cousin's party. My cousin had a birthday party, and I was with my girls, and we were hanging out, and he was with his guys, and he comes there all flashy and nice cars and all this, and he just came with my cousin just to say hi and bye, and I said hi, assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. We don't even touch hands. We go like this. So I said assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam, and that was it. And he walked away, and I heard about it maybe a few days later. That same night, my cousin called me and said, hey, do you remember the guy that was at the party? He's interested in you. He liked you. And I said, oh, well, he knows what to do if that's the case. And he did it. And that was it. So I don't know if that would be considered an arranged marriage, because I know a lot of people think that an arranged marriage is forced. Like you either are forced by your family, or you don't have an option to do this, or you do it for money reasons, or you do it. And my situation, I don't know if you would call it that.
Are we giving? I just want to clarify, or just everybody. Are we responding to the question as it related to what Kevin was describing on the show, or are we about to give a whole another thing? Because then that would change my answer. If we're going to
however you want to frame it, whatever you define and arranged as, or I think that the biggest thing is just that most people today, and I know that we trying to, get real deep in the details and the weeds on what arranged looks like, right? But the idea of it is that most people today go into it, like in America, especially based off of the people that I know, go into a dating process, and then they got to live together for a long time and all of this other type of stuff. And then they get proposed to, and then it goes through you know what I'm saying? Like there's a whole thing with it. Whereas how Ameera just described it was literally completely different. And that she really framed it like, I didn't know this guy. The only thing I know is that we said hi and bye, and he went to my father, and that was the end of the conversation.
But that's not an arranged marriage. Like Ameera was just saying, oh, look at the cat. That's not an arranged marriage. I know what an arranged marriage is. It's where the parents or whoever of the bride and groom kind of come together and say, okay, these kids are going to get married, not kids, but our children are going to get married, and they don't have much say. So I wouldn't consider And just like she didn't consider, so it's not me in my opinion or whatever. It's the actual definition and what it means to be in an arranged marriage. And that's why I think that Ameera even said, like, would you even consider that arranged? Because it's not, because there are some cultures and some people who say this is who you're marrying. Whereas in her situation, it was more so like, you know, a guy saw her and was interested and went to her dad. And then her dad came to her like, what do you think about this? So that's totally different than what a lot of the world thinks of as arranged marriages in terms of two groups of parents coming together and saying, look, your son is going to marry my daughter. And then the son and daughter don't have much say. It sounds like to me, and Ameera, correct me, sorry if I'm wrong. It sounds like to me that your dad came to you and said, you know, what do you think about this?
Correct. And that's why I say I don't know if you would consider it an arranged marriage, but I don't know what's the Western definition of an arranged marriage. When I think about arranged marriage, I think about India. I think about children being married when they're like months old and having to grow up with that person that, you know, they never got a chance to choose.
The parents come in and saying, look, this is what's going to happen with no input from the children.
Else in a religious marriage as well. And I think this is what Lauren might be speaking about, because in Lauren's case, if I were her, I don't know if you're Christian or not, but if you are, I would recommend going to whoever your leader is, your religious leader is, and telling them, I am ready to be wed. You know, please, if there's anyone in our community that is looking for a wife, let them know I'm available. That's what I would do. And I guess you can consider that an arranged marriage as well, but it's religious, through religious means.
You ready for that, Lauren?
I wouldn't solicit like, hey, find me a husband, right? But like, I would expect him to see my character, see like, you know, because if I'm under his like, you know, care, or under his you know, assignment, basically, he's watching my growth, he's watching what I'm, you know, bringing, and so he can say she's ready and then find a guy. So like, I personally wouldn't be like knocking on his door like, hey, I'm ready to be married. I would trust him as my leader to recognize things in me and say, okay, she's done the work, she's done what she needed to do, I think she's ready. Here's an eligible guy, I've also been working on him, this is a great match, right? So I would be okay.
So let me ask you a question. I know you're about to come to Rilla, JR. So let me ask you a question. Considering what you just framed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to still date him?
Say that again.
Do you still need to date him? Even after parent? Would you just get married? Or do you need to date him?
No, I heard based on like how Kevin laid it out, like I would go to, you know, the parent and then say, I want your daughter. Like, and then
really?
Like that, to me, the dating phase is
would you still have to date him?
No, I would not.
Come on.
But if that's what he says, if he says that y'all have to have a phase where y'all do whatever, I would do whatever my leader tells me to, like my pastor tells me to do. I would do that. But me personally, I would prefer to bypass the dating stage and just get married.
Okay,
Lauren, look, inbox me. My dad is Nigerian. Lauren. He got a bunch of dudes for you. I'm not playing. If you trying to marry somebody,
what? Don't you inbox K? Don't you do it?
If you trying to marry somebody, I'm just
all decisions, Lauren, for you, all decisions dating go through me. Don't you inbox her? Don't you do it?